Let us now look at profitability or performance analysis. So how do we analyze profitability or performance analysis? So there are three ratios that we would calculate, and we are looking at first from the perspective of sales. So three ratios. Of course, the ratios can be n number of them, but the first ratio that we calculate is the gross profit ratio. How do we calculate the gross profit ratio? It is gross profit divided by sales. We understand what is gross profit. Sales minus cost of goods sold is equal to gross profit. Then we can calculate EBITDA margin ratio. So what is EBITDA margin ratio? EBITDA, earning before interest, tax, depreciation and amortization, divided by the sales of the business into 100 will give me my EBITDA margin. And the third ratio that we calculate for evaluating profitability of a business from the perspective of sales, and that is net profit ratio. How do we calculate net profit ratio? Net profit divided by sales into 100. And so these are the three major ratios, friends, that you would calculate for evaluating profitability of a business from the perspective of sales. But it does not stop here. I am sure, friends, all of you must be getting a question in your mind. Is there something called as ideal gross profit ratio? और a question can come to your mind कि मेरी कंपनी का ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट रेशो कितना होना चाहिए, मेरी कंपनी का एबिडा मार्जिन रेशो कितना होना चाहिए, मेरी कंपनी का नेट प्रॉफिट रेशो कितना होना चाहिए. दिस इज अ क्वेश्चन दैट कैन कम टू योर माइंड. अनदर क्वेश्चन दैट मस्ट बी कमिंग टू योर माइंड, इज देयर एनी ideal gross profit ratio or ideal EBITDA margin ratio or ideal net profit ratio? Now let me tell you, friends, there is nothing called as ideal gross profit ratio or ideal EBITDA margin ratio or ideal net profit ratio. So then the question can come to your mind कि अगर ऐसा कोई बेंचमार्क नहीं है तो फिर मुझे कैसे मालूम पड़ेगा कि my company is doing well or my company is not doing well? And friends, answer to that question is by comparing your number. So your gross profit or your EBITDA margin ratio or your net profit ratio, if you want to find out as to how have I done in the current year, how my company has done in the current year, what you need to do, you can compare this number firstly with your competitors. So Hero कंपनी है, मोटरसाइकिल बनाती है, उनका जो ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट है, इफ़ दे हैव टू फाइंड आउट कि उनकी कंपनी की परफॉर्मेंस कैसी है, व्हाट दे कैन डू, दे कैन कंपेयर द ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट रेशियो ऑफ हीरो with the gross profit of Honda or with the gross profit of Bajaj or with the gross profit of any other two-wheeler making company. So if the gross profit ratio of Hero is 20% and the gross profit ratio of Bajaj Auto is 18%, that means everything else to be the same. Hero has done better than Bajaj Auto as far as the gross profit ratio is concerned. Now this is how you can do, not only for the gross profit ratio, not only for the EBITDA margin ratio, not only for the net profit ratio, this is what you can do for all the ratios that we are going to discuss in the course of time today. So this is how you will compare all the ratios. Now, how can we calculate how can we find out profitability of a company from the perspective of capital providers? तो हमारी कंपनी है, हमारी कंपनी को लोगों ने कैपिटल दिया है. So how do we figure out as to how the company has done as far as the capital providers are concerned? And for that, friends, we calculate four ratios. One is EPS. EPS we all understand is earning per share. So earning per share is my net profit divided by the number of outstanding shares will give me the earning per share. I can also calculate something which is known as CEPS, cash earning per share. And how do I calculate cash earning per share? I will calculate cash earning per share by dividing my cash profit. And how do I arrive at the figure of cash profit or cash accrual? So net profit plus depreciation and amortization put together, that becomes my cash accrual or my cash profit. when I divide this figure of cash profit or cash accrual by the number of outstanding shares on the date of the balance sheet, that will give me my cash earning per share. So these are the ratios that will let me know as to how my company is doing as far as return to the shareholders are concerned. And please remember friends, this earning per share is an extremely important ratio. एक्सट्रीमली इंपॉर्टेंट रेशो. ये एक अर्निंग पर शेयर अकेला ऐसा रेशियो नंबर है जिससे कि आपको उस कंपनी का पास्ट प्रेजेंट एंड फ्यूचर सब मालूम पड़ जाएगा. इट इज लाइक होल्डिंग, जिसको कहते हैं नब्ज पकड़ना. ईपीएस इज होल्डिंग दी नब्ज जैसे पकड़ के मालूम पड़ जाता है कि आदमी की हेल्थ कैसी है. ईपीएस को देख के मालूम पड़ जाता है कि कंपनी की हेल्थ कैसी है. एंड फ्रेंड्स प्लीज पे अटेंशन, दैट इज वाई पूरी दुनिया में all the top managements, all the CEOs, be it India, be it Australia, be it New Zealand, be it Europe, be it America, be it Middle East, everywhere the top management of the businesses, the CEO also of the businesses are driven by just one number, and that one number is earning per share. And why this number is so important? Because it is on the strength of the earning per share, the bonuses of the top executives are decided. तो जिस कंपनी का जितना ज़्यादा ईपीएस होगा उस कंपनी के टॉप एग्जीक्यूटिव्स को उतना ज़्यादा बोनस मिलता है. एंड आई एम श्योर फ्रेंड्स अ क्वेश्चन may come to your mind, why is that so? And that is because if the earning per share of a company goes up, and you would have noticed कि जब किसी कंपनी की अर्निंग पर शेयर ऊपर जाती है तो उस कंपनी का जो मार्केट प्राइस है स्टॉक एक्सचेंज पे, दैट प्राइस ऑल्सो गोज अप. एंड रिमेंबर, इफ द स्टॉक प्राइस गोज अप ऑन द स्टॉक मार्केट, देन व्हाट हैपेंस? देन ऑटोमेटिकली wealth of the shareholders also goes up. And when the wealth of the shareholders goes up, the shareholders are happy. And when the shareholders are happy, they would obviously reward a chief executive officer under whose leadership the earning per share of company is rising. That is the significance of earning per share. So earning per share simply tells कि on every share how much return this company is earning. जितना वो return ज़्यादा होगा उतना वो company की performance अच्छी है. And that is your earning per share. Then we calculate the third ratio, that is return on equity. How it is calculated we will understand. And then we also, how it is calculated, I think is very simple. Return on equity, how do we calculate return on equity? Return divided by equity into 100 is return on equity. It is really as simple as that. We will take an example and a case study as to how to calculate return on equity. And then friends, another ratio which is extremely important from the perspective of evaluating performance of a business from the angle of the capital providers, and that is ROCE. ROCE is return on capital employed. Return on capital employed. And I'm sure 10,000 times in your life you must have heard of people talking about ROCE, return on capital employed. And why return on capital employed is so important? The return on capital employed is important because जिस कंपनी का जितना ज़्यादा ROCE होगा उस कंपनी में शेयर होल्डर्स एंड लेंडर्स उतने ही ज़्यादा एंथुसियास्टिकली पैसा लगाने के लिए तैयार होंगे. क्यों? क्योंकि अगर ROCE अच्छा है, दैट मीन्स कंपनी इज गिविंग गुड रिटर्न टू द शेयर होल्डर्स, कंपनी इज गिविंग गुड रिटर्न टू द lenders also. So the lenders are getting good return, shareholders are getting good return. That means both of them would be more than willing to give money to the company. And with this money, the company can start diversification, modernization, debottlenecking, technology upgradation, and whatnot. Now, how do we calculate return on capital employed or return on equity? That is what we will understand. And before we go to that stage, in case if you have any doubt, any question about any of these points that I have discussed with you, whether it is earning per share ratio or cash earning per share or return on equity or return on capital employed, if you have any doubt, any question relating to any of these four numbers, you can please ask me, else we will go to the next one.